So I get a lot of questions about what it is I actually work with in practice. A lot of people think that nutrition is calories in, calories out, it's macros, it's micros. Those are all parts of nutrition, but that is not actually what I do. So I thought I would jump on and do a video series just explaining a little bit more about what I do and what I work with in practice, just to clear up some of the misconceptions out there. If you don't know me, I'm Kelly Calkins. I am the owner of Abundant Hope Nutrition in Mesa, Arizona, and I am board certified in holistic nutrition. So what makes my approach different? That's a question I get a lot. I look at the body through the lens of traditional Chinese medicine, and I apply holistic nutrition, which is actually physical, mental, and emotional health through the use of nutrients in organic foods. So what does that mean? It means I understand how dysfunction presents in the body, and I understand what nutrients bring organs and organ systems back into balance in the body so that your body has the tools it needs to actually rebalance and heal so that you can recover your quality of life and your health. So my areas of focus are autoimmune, chronic symptoms, chronic disease. In this video, we're taking a look at digestive issues. This is something that is probably the sneakiest one that I see in practice, because we really have created a narrative in our culture that certain things are a normal part of aging, and digestive issues is a big piece of this. So what are digestive issues? Heartburn, acid reflux, indigestion, gas, cramping, bloating, diarrhea, constipation. All of these things are digestive issues. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When I talk to people about constipation or diarrhea, they don't think it's them because it's their normal. It's the way it's been their entire life. So they don't actually know what a normal bowel movement is. This is how you know if you have constipation or diarrhea. You should be having 1 to 2 bowel movements every single day. Those bowel movements should feel complete. They should be one smooth movement, no bumps, no cracks, no pellets. That's all constipation. If your bowel movement either falls apart when you flush or it's very messy to wipe, you are experiencing a degree of diarrhea. Here's why it matters. If you are either on the constipation side or the diarrhea side, you are not absorbing nutrients properly, and or you are reabsorbing toxins. Bowel transit time is really super important. Now, for the other side of the spectrum, where it's the upper GI distress, heartburn is not a normal part of aging. Acid reflux is not something that everybody navigates. Indigestion is not something that should be happening. All of these things are check engine lights that your body is using to get your attention that you are eating something that you do not tolerate, or you have something wrong with the terrain of your gut microbiome. So why do so many people live with digestive issues? There's a lot of fear around this. There's this fear that if we do something about it, we're going to have to give up things that we love. I cannot tell you how many people I hear say, I would die if I had to give up blank. Let me just put it to you this way. Blank is killing you and it's shaving years off your life. Does it really make sense to keep eating it because it tastes good? At some point, you have to decide that your quality of life and your health are worth more than something that you are eating that is destructive to your body. If I gave you a plate of rat poison and it tasted like the most delicious thing in the world, would you run to it? Would you want to eat it? Or would you have the foresight to look at it and say, no, this is poison to my body. This is going to kill me. It doesn't matter what it tastes like. There's a disconnect that we have in our culture. There is also a social stigma. And I experienced this in my own healing journey. As I was learning that certain foods were really, really hurting me, I moved away from them and I allowed my body to heal, more specifically my gut to heal. Now, most of those foods came back because I healed. But during that process, I cannot tell you how rude people were to me and how insensitive people were to me, because they would say things like they would rather die than not eat gluten or not eat dairy. At one point I was reacting to celery, which is 99% water, which is a whole nother thing. But whatever it was that I had to avoid while I healed, the feedback I would get from people is I would rather die than. And the reality that I was living in was I'm dying eating it. So it doesn't make sense to hear I would die if I couldn't. Whole other topic. But the social stigma is, how am I going to participate in life if I'm on a limited diet? Really, the way we look at this is, I am going to eat foods that promote health in my body and that aren't killing me. How do I learn to do that in a way that still lets me feel like I can go out with my family, I can go out with my friends, I can celebrate special events in a non-destructive way? It's really all about reframing. It really does not make sense to be eating things that are shaving years off your life because you're afraid of how it's going to look navigating it. You don't have to navigate it alone. I've come out the other side. I've helped so many others come out the other side. You just need the right support and guidance. Another big fear that comes with the digestive piece is there really is a big fear, almost a scarcity of limited food choices. Now, we live in a diet culture, so we're no stranger to restriction and deprivation, and it feels like, well, what if there's nothing left to eat? The perception that addressing digestive issues means giving up all of your favorite foods. Let me tell you, I eat better than I've ever eaten. All of my clients, the people that work with me, regularly say they can't believe how much they're eating. They're eating more foods. The foods are delicious, and it is so much easier and less overwhelming than they thought it was going to be. It really comes down to having that support and guidance piece. This is not something that you need to navigate alone. If this is you, I'm here to support you and to come alongside you and help you map out a way to support your digestive issues, allow your gut to heal, and allow you to have sustainable, lasting results with the highest quality of life that you can have. You have to love yourself enough and believe that you are worth supporting and that healing is possible for you. I can guide you, but you have to do that first part. In my next video, I'll be looking at hormone issues. I see a lot of that in practice. Stay tuned.